Now, episode 5 of Prison School, it definitely surprised me quite a bit because I had no idea that things would play out this way. But we see now that after the vice president had kicked the door down, Kiyoshi was actually in there, and I thought it was impossible that he would make it back in time. And so that right there definitely surprised me. And not only that, we see now obviously, he had broke down and was crying because, he thinks Chiyo hates him. And that right there definitely made his act, a lot more real, because everybody thought, or at least, we have Shingo here thinking that, it was his hemorrhoids that caused him, to cry like that. And we see obviously, things here seem to be going pretty well. And we even see that he actually bought, 4-Eyes figurines. And I thought, there was no way he would be in the mood to do that and make it back in time. But we did learn that he actually came back 10 minutes early. So that right there, I applaud Kiyoshi, for doing so much. But we see now things here were going a bit too well, and obviously they had to be brought down, a little bit. And we see now that the president herself, she actually came out there and she recognized, Kiyoshi's shoes. And we do learn that, Chiyo and the president, they're actually sisters. And we see now that Chiyo here definitely kind of messed up because she has sent this picture, of her Kiyoshi to her family. And obviously, I to me, that would caught me off guard because obviously we heard, we heard the president and the chairman phones going off last week, but I never would have thought that right there would have been, a picture from Chiyo. So I was definitely, a bit shocked to see, the difference in characters between Chiyo and the president because, they are so different. Where we have the president who hates men, we have Chiyo here who is so kind and sweet and pure. But we see now that because of that picture, obviously now Kiyoshi got caught, and that means now that their prison sentence, it would now be extended by a month. And so now we see that Kiyoshi, he actually still had that bag on him with the wig and the uniform. And we see now, first the vice president obviously, recognized that hair, from when she shaved four eyes. And we see that when they saw that uniform belonged to, Chiyo, we saw the president make a face so disgusted. I'm not gonna lie, it had me dying. But now we see that with their prison extended, we have Shingo here giving Kiyoshi, a pretty nice punch. And we see now, obviously, Kiyoshi here, he was definitely in trouble. And I definitely respect him for not ratting 4-Eyes, because that right there is something that a bro would do for another bro. So these two are definitely good friends, even though it seemed like at first they were not that close. And we see now that Shingo, obviously this guy is a ringleader because Andre and Joe, they follow him so easily that it kind of makes me sick. And right now I definitely don't like Shingo because to me, I understand not liking, the circumstances, but the fact that you turn your back on a friend, obviously without hearing his side, to me is definitely, kind of messed up. And now we see that, right now, Kiyoshi was all alone, and we see now that when he was being interrogated, he did not rat out 4-Eyes at all. And like I said, that right there I respect a lot. And so we see now that because he took all the blame, we actually learned that they were going to expel him. But then we see that when the president and the vice president were alone, we do learn that they did not have the power at all. So that right there wasn't possible at first. But then we have a crow, kind of attacking, the vice president and having his feet on her boobs. I don't know why, to me that was so hilarious. But for some reason, I don't know now if I'm, noticing this, but the vice president, she sweats a lot, and it's just, so freaking random. I have no idea why she sweats that much. I understand that maybe it is pain her, but to me, she has a serious problem where, she sweats that much in such a short amount of time. But now we see that when the president had went to visit her sister, we do see that at one point it seemed like she was depressed a little bit, and that right there I definitely understand. But then later on, we have her now in the room with her roommate, and we see now that she was like back to normal and she was hungry, and now we see that that Chiyo, I was like definitely worried what she might do or think, but this girl, she's like very open-minded, because even though at first it seemed so bad, which is why she was so quick to judge, she is still very open, to hear Kiyoshi's side. And that right there, like to me, I'm so happy to see that, because, this girl is definitely good at heart. But now we have two other girls talking about what had happened, and obviously, she overheard that. And we even see now that, Kiyoshi was like about to leave, because right now he thought Chiyo hated him. His friends weren't talking to him. And so right now he really had no problem with like leaving. And we even see that, when they had brought him in to sign that form, so that way, he can, so that way he could like sign himself out and leave voluntarily, or like volunteer to leave. We see now, Chiyo, she came in there to stop that, and to me, I was not expecting that, but we see her now fighting so hard for Kiyoshi, and we even see that, if Kiyoshi was going to leave, then, she also had a major part in this, and so she felt it was right that if he gets expelled, then she should as well. And that right there, I thought it was like so brave for her, because we see that everyone is like scared of the president, but Chiyo here has no problem going head to head with her, and that right there is amazing, because even though she's obviously, the younger sister, I'm not sure how to word it in a way, but she has balls. I'm not gonna lie, she's not scared of her at all. And that right there was the main reason why Kiyoshi, was not giving up. Because, she said that like someone that had light crows cannot be a bad person. And from the first episode, I believe it was, where we have Kiyoshi actually, putting a crow back in his nest, that right there definitely left a good impression, on her. And then we have Kiyoshi, getting some pretty good fan service, as she actually had his head in her boobs. But now we see that because Kiyoshi here, found this new resolve and being happy that, Chiyo didn't hate him, he had no reason to leave. But obviously, when he went back, all he thought about was her boobs. But then he was like crash landing into a very harsh reality, where most of their friends, weren't talking to him, because, they all thought that like he did not trust him about, what he was doing, or they thought that like it was too selfish, because obviously Four Eyes, he was the only one to know, what was going on. So obviously, that right there, and because, Kiyoshi never like ratted him out, he had no choice but to act like he never knew what was going on. But I do wonder if he does get those figurines of the bathroom, because, that right there was the last place we saw them. I do wonder if his friends will think that he knew something, because right now, Four Eyes here is denying everything. And even when Kiyoshi came back, because he was not getting expelled, we do learn now that they took his lunch and split it between the four of them. And we see now when Four Eyes here was actually going, to like share with him, that's when Shingo, being a prick, took his suit and ate it for himself. And now we see things only got worse, because, so now we see that nobody was like really talking, to Kiyoshi except for Four Eyes, but he can only do so much without being in the same spot as Kiyoshi. And so right now, what he had their next job, and they had to clean this bathroom. We see they had to clean a bathroom and some storeroom, I believe. And we have Joe, Shingo, and Andre, like taking charge of the storeroom, and we have Kiyoshi and Four Eyes here going to clean the bathroom. But then we have Shingo trying to be, some boss, making Four Eyes come with them. Obviously, he had no choice, and that right there left, Kiyoshi to clean the bathroom all by himself. But then we see that, somebody was in there, but he wasn't there. Oh, like, there were also two scenes that I forgot, and one of them were like kind of important, where we have the president and the vice president, talking about some kind of like operation. I believe it's called DTO. And then we see now that even though right now she is not making, Kiyoshi leave, she is not giving up because she wants all the boys, to leave that school. And then we see now that like there was a one scene where they were all having a class, and we have Shingo and Joe being like 5-year-olds, and they were like throwing pieces of erasers at him. But this right here is where we get the real quick at the end, where we actually have the return of Hannah. And to me, I am definitely glad to see her, but I do wonder, what in the world she might do, because I thought that, maybe she might beat up, Kiyoshi. But we see now that right there was not intention, but she does want to get him back. And we see now that the way that she wants to do that is by giving him a golden shower of her own, if you all know what I mean. And so now we see, I thought at first maybe she might do it in the beginning of the, I mean, not the beginning, but at the end where she first appeared, because right now, she thought Kiyoshi thought that like she was dirty, especially after what he did to her. But now we see that Hannah has no intention of like letting this go, and she will get him back next time. But I really wonder if that right there will be the case. And not only that, we see now that the vice president, in one scene, she was like going around and, and like inspecting all their rooms. And so obviously, all of them were like pretty normal. We have, what's the name? We have Four Eyes with the Three Kingdoms. We have Joe with an ant farm. Shingo was a mess because he's pissed off. But Andre, this guy is definitely the weirdest one. He had this slave diary, and the vice president had read one instance talking about he had this dream where he actually licked her shoe clean. And I'm not gonna lie, even though that was sick, I definitely got a bit of a chuckle out of it, because to me it's just so nasty that I don't know how in the world he can do that. But the episode overall, it was definitely good. It went a lot differently than I expected, but obviously it was like nothing too special, out the norm of prison school. I will say that it was a lot more toned down than normal. I will say that the only thing that I thought maybe was like, a bit fan service, but even though, it was like so censored, it was the scene where Kiyoshi was like, sticking out Chiyo's boobs, and also the shower scene or bath scene with the president and vice president. Overall, a good solid episode. Like always, prison school has had not to, disappoint me yet. So for that, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. But of course, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.